Most people believe manifestation is about thinking positive thoughts. They try to stay optimistic. They repeat affirmations. They force gratitude. They push themselves to vibrate higher. And at first, it feels hopeful, because positivity feels like progress. But then reality doesn't change. Or it changes for a moment and then disappears again. And that's when frustration begins. Because you start asking yourself, if my thoughts create my life, why isn't my life changing? Why do I feel like I'm doing everything right but still getting nothing back? Here is the truth. Positive thinking is not the mechanism of manifestation. Neville Goddard never taught that reality responds to cheerful thoughts. He taught that reality responds to assumption, and assumption is not effort. It is identity. It is the state you live from, not the words you repeat. Positive thinking usually requires force. It asks you to think one thing while feeling another. You say, everything is working out for me, while internally nothing feels resolved. You say, I am confident, while your body feels tense. You say, I am abundant, while you keep checking your bank account with fear. The subconscious notices this contradiction, and it always sides with what feels natural. Effort signals lack. Trying to feel good signals that something is missing. Trying to convince yourself signals that you are not convinced. And the subconscious cannot be argued with. It doesn't respond to logic. It responds to what you accept as true. This is why many people feel exhausted by manifestation practices. They are not aligning. They are performing. They are trying to stay positive. But the inner state is still the same. And reality does not respond to the mask. Reality responds to the state underneath. Neville Goddard said, assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Most people misunderstand this. They think it means feeling excited, feeling euphoric, feeling high energy, feeling emotional intensity. But that is not what Neville meant. The feeling of the wish fulfilled is not excitement. It is relief. It is calm certainty. It is inner stillness. It is the feeling that it is already done. When something is truly yours, you don't obsess over it. You don't beg for it. You don't constantly wonder if it's coming. It becomes normal. It becomes expected. It becomes natural. And that naturalness is the real signal. Manifestation is not emotional intensity. It is emotional familiarity. The subconscious does not respond to what you want. It responds to what you accept as real. And acceptance always feels quiet. Affirmations can be powerful, but only when they align with self-concept. If your identity says, I struggle, and your affirmation says, I succeed easily, you will feel resistance. Not because you are blocked, not because the universe is testing you, not because manifestation is fake, but because your subconscious is loyal to what feels true. So when you repeat an affirmation that feels too far away, the subconscious rejects it, and you may feel frustration, or anxiety, or emptiness. You may even start to feel worse than before, because now you are not only dealing with the problem, you are dealing with the feeling of failure. This is why some people quit manifestation completely. They say, I tried affirmations and it didn't work. But the issue was never the words. The issue was identity. Words can impress the subconscious, but only when they match a state you can inhabit. Otherwise, they become noise. And the subconscious ignores noise. Self-concept determines what feels believable. It determines what feels possible. It determines what feels safe. If you see yourself as someone who struggles, success feels temporary. If you see yourself as someone who gets lucky sometimes, stability feels unsafe. If you see yourself as someone who always loses, winning will feel unfamiliar. And what feels unfamiliar rarely stays. This is why some people manifest something and then lose it quickly, because they received it, but they didn't become the person who naturally lives with it. Neville said, "Change your conception of yourself and you will change your world." This is not positive thinking. This is identity alignment. When imagination and identity agree, reality has no resistance. Because the outer world is not deciding your fate. It is reflecting your dominant inner state, not your best mood, not your strongest affirmation, not your most hopeful moment, your dominant state. And the dominant state is what you return to when nobody is watching. Many people say manifestation works sometimes, but not always. And this is one of the most important things to understand. Manifestation feels inconsistent because identity fluctuates. One day you feel powerful. The next day you feel uncertain. One moment you feel aligned. The next moment you feel like you lost it. And then you panic. You start trying again. You start forcing positivity again. But trying again often returns you to the state of lack, because effort usually means, "I don't have it yet." So the subconscious receives the same message again: not having, waiting, wanting, chasing. Reality is not punishing you. Reality is mirroring you. Consistency does not come from doing more techniques. It comes from stabilizing self-concept. When your identity becomes stable, results become stable. When your inner state becomes calm, life becomes predictable. Not because life is controlled, but because consciousness is coherent. And coherence creates reflection. Instead of asking, "How do I think more positively?" ask something deeper. Ask, "What feels normal for the version of me who already has this?" Not exciting, not dramatic, just normal. If you already were that person, how would you move through the day? How would you speak to yourself? How would you interpret silence? How would you handle delays? This is the real practice. Not forcing thoughts, not fighting emotions, not pretending you're okay, but gently relocating your identity. And when identity shifts, you don't need to chase signs. You don't need to obsess. You don't need to ask if it's working, because you stop trying to get, and you start being. That is the difference. Manifestation becomes effortless when the state becomes natural. You are not manifesting to get something. You are manifesting because consciousness expresses itself. The outer world is not separate from you. It is your mirror, and the mirror does not respond to words. It responds to identity. Once this is understood, effort dissolves. Chasing ends. Trying ends. Fear ends. And what remains appears. The law never fails. Only awareness deepens. Rest in the assumption. Remain calm and allow the unseen to become seen. Thanks for watching Lucentia Growth. If this helped you, subscribe for more.